3, 2, 1.
Okay. I now call to order the July 10th, 2025 meeting of the Hurley Zoning Board of Appeals. Do I have a motion to open the meeting? Motion by Karen. Is there a second? Second by Liston. There's no comment on that or discussion, which there should be. All in favor, raise your hand or verbal aye.
Aye.
Aye. All board members present in favor, none opposed. Let the record show that we are absent 3 members this evening, being Alex Mara, Orange Hands, and Stephanie Whitten. All members, other members of the board are present. So this is the time in the meeting that we have a public comment portion. This is a time that any members of the public present, aside from the applicants, are allowed to make a statement to the board about things on the agenda. Are there any members of the public present that would like to make comment about anything on the agenda this evening? Going once.
Well, the public present doesn't want to.
No, the only member of the public present, I don't think you count as public right now. You're gonna get listed as something else. Going once, going twice, going 3 times, being that there are no members of the public raising their hand to speak, I would like to make a motion that we open and close the public hearing at the same time, 7:04 p.m. Seconded by Carrie. Is there any discussion about that motion on the floor? There being none, all board members vote with a raise of hand or verbal aye. Aye. All board members present are in favor of the motion. So, I'm going to allow time for the attorney to show up before we address yours, Liston, because we can't really, what? Oh. I didn't, I should have done that right after that.
We forgot. We'll do it now.
Excuse me, everybody. Please rise and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Wait a minute. Anybody sit next to me, stop on my foot or something like that. I just get into the groove and forget all that.
Can we review the minutes?
We need to start with the minutes, but why keep our applicants present?
We can go right to the applicants. Thanks.
Yeah. So
So John already does the applicants.
from what I saw reviewing the application, submissions there, let's, if you want to move towards bringing it up on the street. I don't see anything that's kind of too
Sounds good.
convoluting or mysterious.
I didn't know if we were killing time to wait for the attorney to get there.
All right, so this is, sorry.
So Paul did write a determination letter.
You want me to bring that up?
Yeah, that would be the, let's start with that. So this is Paul's determination letter. It is in the file at this point. I don't know that anybody had a chance. I think it got placed recently. Did anybody have a chance to review it?
No,
Yeah.
I looked at it right before. And then gave up my computer.
All right. So I can read it. Paul's obviously not here this evening either. Thank you for your application. Reference above your submission is substantive. Substantive and well prepared, but the permit cannot be issued at this time due to the plot plan indicating that the proposed addition will not meet the applicant's setbacks to wit. 81 Broad Street is in the R2 district. The lot is 0.47 acres, just under a half. As an undersized lot, it's subject to the setbacks of the next least restrictive district, which is the B2. The front yard setback for the B2 district is 40 feet. Your addition has a proposed setback of 23 feet and 3 inches. Your existing house has a front yard setback of 33 feet and 3 inches, which is a legal non-conforming setback. The proposed addition is 10 feet closer to the front yard lot line, which would require a 10-foot yard area variance prior to the issuance of the building permit. Enclosed, please find the application for the zoning board of appeals. Essentially, they need their front yard setback, and I believe they're in their application. They have submitted site plans that show what they're proposing. So if you could move on to their application.
Where is
This might
Broad
be
Street?
doubled in there. Excuse me.
West Shirley, where is Broad Street?
I think it's right off, like, it's, by where old West Shirley School was, right? Yeah, right in that
In
little
there.
cove there, between 28 and, 375, or
Yeah.
312, 375.
It's by the library. Okay.
And if we can scroll down to the, I believe it's in this file. There's a
in the map.
kind of rough site plan and map. Yep. Maybe this is just, oh, nope, there it is. All right, so for reference, as, I'm going to give you guys the floor just to explain what you are requesting. Obviously, we've just recognized what the building inspector determined. And if you want to point out precisely what your proposal is on this reference, that would be fantastic.
Okay, this is Kelly, my wife, I'm Alex. So what we're trying to do is, the house itself is already within a setback ordinance technically. So,
Pre-existing non-conforming.
so what we're trying to do is add a porch to the front to, replace what's already there, and that would extend it, I think, by like 6-10 feet, something like that.
Okay.
But the front of the house,
Do you want to step
Yeah,
down?
yeah. so the front of the house is here. This is the concrete patio that's there in place right now. And what's gonna be going is the addition is going, the living room is gonna be pushed out to meet the whole front of the house. And then from there, there's gonna be a porch,
Okay.
like a 10-feet porch.
So this map is what's existing, not
Yeah.
what's being proposed.
Yeah,
Okay.
this, I think this is like, what do you call it?
That's a survey.
Yeah, the survey of the
Current
property.
survey.
The
of
site
property,
plans
yep.
are, might not be there, so I think there, if you keep scrolling, it might be there somewhere.
Yeah, I'm not 100%. I went through it very briefly just to familiarize myself with your application, but I don't believe that I saw an actual what was being proposed.
Yeah, there's,
Not that that's a
Yeah.
huge issue at the moment because,
I need to say what's being proposed.
yeah, but if they divide that by the time, you know. Yeah.
oh, yeah, right
Because
there.
we just need
That's
to,
why it's not, I don't have.
Oh, okay. Oh, because they connect that. It's like old school days. Sorry. This is all we used to have, never had anything online or nothing, we just passed around.
Big maps.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so, you guys step up as well.
That's
Looks like this is
survey.
the current, yes, that's what existing, correct?
This is the proposal. This wall would get pushed forward to meet the front of the house, and then this is the porch.
so the porch just extends
Yeah.
slightly beyond the
Slightly
existing
from
patio.
the concrete.
So there's already an existing patio there, so we're moving the house wall out onto that patio 6 feet, and then it's gonna be an additional 10 feet would be done, like it's your porch. So it's literally mimicking
Yeah,
what we
so
have.
this is what they're looking for, and most likely because like he said, this is pre-existing, non-conforming. This is already, not within, so they're requesting, because they're bringing the rest of the house out, new
Yeah,
construction,
That's what we
and
said.
pushing this,
Spot is already. within.
idea.
Which I believe, what was it, it would be 23 feet away from the road instead of, existing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so as it looks like, that 10 feet does include like some,
No, 6 to the front of the house, 10, right?
okay, so that's 6 and a 10.
We have to have a public hearing,
We have to have a public hearing on any application that they accept.
right,
So, we can look at the application, make sure that it's filled out in its entirety. And then if we want to request additional things through the public hearing, or even if we have the public hearing and we close it, we still have 60 days to still request more stuff should we see something along the way.
Well, that should be part of
Yep. Well, as I said, I think this kind of, there was a little lack, when they got the application to us in time, but it didn't make our way onto the drive just in time, and it was a last minute catch. So that's why some of us probably didn't have a chance to review it, and maybe not everything that we were supposed to see was on it. But this is why we had a meeting, so we can.
Sort this out.
Yes,
I'll figure out
exactly.
a picture, get this up digital.
I can email this actually.
that would be great.
Yeah, this doesn't look fun to scan.
Okay. The rest is just technicalities,
Yeah.
construction and such. We're just looking at times to the setbacks.
You were done, right?
I was done. Did anybody else need to see anything?
nope, saw it.
Okay.
Good. You want-
All right, so this part of the application that you have filled out is like a bunch of no's.
Yeah.
So these are questions, so for our board, when we
Oh,
look at any given area variance, these questions are exactly what we have to answer
Okay.
to grant an area variance. We're going to answer them regardless.
Gotcha.
But this place on the application is your chance to reinforce the narrative of why you feel you're due this. I don't see any reason that we can't deny the application and send it to a public hearing at the next meeting based on what we have received, but it would behoove you, the applicant, to review these questions and kind of come with any kind of narrative you have to answer them, just so you have, kind of representation to the board.
So if you make it foolproof for us to
Yes.
discuss these questions and come to the same
Right.
thinking.
So that would be my, only request, if we were to accept this and send it to a public hearing, would be that, in the next month, actually, we don't have a meeting in August, so you have 2 months to come before us with it. Just look at those questions and kind of come up with some, it doesn't have to be a paragraph or anything like that, just be like a shorthand answer of why you feel you meet these necessities for granting of an area variance.
Elaborate.
Yes, elaboration.
Since there's no August meeting, and if we move everyone to just kind of set it up now and get that stuff to you between. now.
Yeah, so unless the board has any further questions for them, I have a motion to be.
Go for it.
Okay, I would like to accept this application, and schedule, or get the word schedule, recognize it as a type 2 seeker action. And schedule it for a public hearing at our next meeting, which will be
September.
September 11th.
Yeah.
Are we gonna have a meeting then?
What?
Should we have a meeting then? I guess it's on the agenda, right?
Yep.
September 11th, 2025.
7:05 PM.
7:05 PM, yep. So the process from here is that we reviewed your application tonight. We said, okay, you got everything, seems legitimate. We have to schedule for a public hearing. At that time, all your surrounding neighbors, I believe within a 250-foot radius of your property, they'll receive letters saying, there's a public hearing on this matter. This is what you guys are seeking to do. And then they can come and make any comments at that time in your favor or against you. Things like this might have nobody come. If you have an ornery neighbor, somebody might come, but it's the process that we have to take. Do we have a check for $50? Is it 50 for the public hearing?
It's 100.
It's 100 for
We
the
have the
public hearing.
application,
Okay.
they got that there, so this year's public hearing.
Okay, so we do need an additional check for $100 for the public hearing. And that allows us we have to, publish it in local newspapers, send out certified mailing, so on and so forth. And that's what allows for that. So prior to us, we'll schedule a public hearing this evening, for the September meeting. You just have to turn in a check. Would it be
Just
to-
send it to the zoning email.
Okay. For an additional $100. And then we'll have the public hearing once we close. Generally for simple things like this, unless somebody brings up some kind of massive problem with it or something, we make a decision at that meeting after we close it. We do have 60 days to make a decision, but usually we don't take that unless it's a really good issue.
Right.
All right, so your application has been accepted. Just review that criteria.
Still have this,
Yeah.
okay, you have it.
It should be available on the website as well. And yeah, and we'll have a public hearing at the September meeting.
Sounds good.
Oh, you know what? I didn't even, well, I
You
made a
the
motion, but I didn't
I'll
call her.
second it.
Okay, seconded by Karen. Is there any discussion about the motion made? All in favor, verbal aye or show of hands? All present in favor, none opposed. All right. Now.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Once again, I got ahead of myself.
I know those things.
Right off into the future, I guess. Okay. Attorney's still not present, but, Liston, we got your application. It's been on the drive for a bit. You already kind of told us what, we're aware of what was going on because, trying to go back to the planning board and do we,
Yeah. and-
I had it back here again. Because we don't have a quorum, because you have to recuse yourself technically from voting on this matter. I told you guys before, I would recommend that we just table this as well. But one other aspect to this is that, you were previously granted the certificate of economic hardship by Paul. And I believe that has been researched, and Paul's not allowed to grant the certificate of economic hardship. In the previous case, it was mute because the application was withdrawn anyway, so no fees were being charged. The attorney states that it's up to the board to grant a certificate of
Just move it.
this board, yep. And I don't know the details, but I would say in contrast, most likely the same thing with the planning board. This is why I was kind of waiting for Matt, because that detail he's already looked into this. Obviously, we can't even look into that aspect tonight because
You don't have a quorum.
we don't have a quorum. So this is why my opinion is that we should have a motion to just recognize the application and table the discussion on it till our next meeting. Because obviously we can't do anything, but your application has been submitted in the time frame that's necessary for appeal. So I don't want to get in a situation where we, we have to recognize you, but table it because we want to keep you within your time frame of the appeal.
Okay.
So that's where I'm going with this. Does the board have any other, maybe Liston should recuse himself at this point. I guess we can't even take a vote on this. Can we take a vote to table it? No, we can't even take a vote to table it.
Well, for this week's tape.
Yeah, it is
Yeah,
due
it
to,
is tabled.
due to the lack of a
So
quorum.
will he have
It is a
appeals? Will
necessity
he have
to,
appeals issues?
I don't think, it was submitted to us within the time frame that we had to
So as
submit.
long as it's
It's our
submitted.
board's problem now that we didn't have a
Yeah,
quorum
it's not
present.
his problem that we didn't have enough.
Yeah.
people show up.
Yeah, so
I mean, that would
it
be the
is,
Common sense way to look
The
at it.
law does not say.
I know.
but let the record state, let the record state that the board has received an application for an appeal of determination within the legal time frame of an appeal. But due to the fact that the board does not have a quorum to vote on this
No
matter,
action can be taken.
no action can be taken. Good one. And, therefore must be tabled to our next regularly stated communication.
There's some really helpful members of the public tonight.
What?
There's some really helpful members of the public tonight.
Yes, oh, fantastic. Where's that one? You should have more meetings more often.
You should be.
You want to,
should be
you want to have a place
supervisor.
in the town hall?
I got one right there.
Okay, so I guess that basically handles that. Anything on the agenda? Sorry to push it off any longer, but legally you don't have to plant any more trees, I guess, until while
So,
you're,
yeah,
while you're in limbo land.
Everything is.
Well, you
And
know,
then
you
we'll be
can't,
into winter time, you won't be able to plant anything anyway.
Beginning of November, January, September, October, November, we could probably keep this going.
All right,
yeah, you can't discuss this off the record now, in a sense, if you need to.
we're not gonna discuss anything during an open meeting regarding this while he's still sitting there. I mean, I know we had our little banter here, but we'll wait till we have forum and can actually address it.
Matt would pinch you.
There's Matt.
There you go.
Aren't even here. That's your count, right? We still have minutes to go through. I don't know if you want to address
But I do have
Slow thing.
we do have.
We don't have a quorum to address.
You have a
Listen.
seat if you
But I
want.
can, I can
Application. Listen as an application for us and Keel, get committed in a timely fashion. However, we don't have a quorum because
we can ask them about.
But you know, you don't need a quorum to have a discussion. now.
we can't, yep, we can have.
Well, you do need a quorum to conduct any business.
But we can ask about the hardship.
So you guys technically, so. Now we have a quorum with Liston to deal.
Well, we've already dealt with a bunch of business. It's just Liston's business.
Yeah,
We don't have a quorum.
so what, yeah, so.
So we are forced to
technically,
table
they're
it.
forced to table it, but we'll talk a little bit. after.
I would say, let's, address the minutes. Any minor detail business we have beyond that, and then we can discuss the hardship. We can close the meeting and discuss it, just because this is just attorney details. We don't have to.
Well, my question, so are you looking for the legal questions regarding, or you want an attorney session? It should still technically be before the
Put
meeting.
in before the meeting was closed. Well, just so Liston was given the, what is it called, certificate of economic hardship by all the previous application.
Basically, you
since
guys
then-
would approve,
The board would have to
you
approve.
guys would be the ones who would have to.
But we can't because we don't have.
Right, you guys, regardless, you guys are tabling it, so.
Are there, what are the criteria?
So that would be my question in that legal context of what is the criteria for granting one of these? This is the first time I've ever heard of one before, and would have to know what is, you know, we can't go willy-nilly granting them without some kind of
Yeah, no, that's. for sure.
context, you know.
We definitely would need to be, so.
Jane and I.
I just don't want to take it on, so it's like-
So while you look at research, and I don't think we have to answer this question.
Yeah,
this
well,
evening,
you
because I
definitely don't answer.
I want the whole board members to be present, at least.
Well, you need a quorum to do any. So why don't you guys take care of what business? you
Move
can
into
take
minutes.
care of, and then close the meeting, and I will send you the criteria for what you need to look at next meeting.
Sounds like exactly where. Okay, so did everybody have a chance to review the minutes of the
Yeah.
prior meeting?
I made some comments on the drive.
Accepted them.
Okay.
Okay, I did my usual print it, just red lines. I didn't have any problems except for there was some weird kind of words that maybe it was just,
I just read them an hour ago. Same time.
hell, I'm gonna be nitpicky.
Should. And
It's literally, it's nothing like, you know, the context is fine, it's just like weird wording. It sounded like when my wife, like,
what is this?
verbal writes me a text and there's like. Yeah,
September.
technically. Top paragraph.
Oh, I'm sorry, I went to agenda.
I wish people,
Oh,
I
I
wish,
have it.
I wish whoever does these minutes would put the page numbers on them.
Well, I'm gonna be doing it for a while. so I
Could you
can-
put
Oh,
put
yes, I-
page numbers on so that when we print it out, we don't have, and your printer is printing out several pages.
Yeah.
It, you can put them back together and you're sure you're in the right order.
Printing, what's
I like to read from paper
I print out my
sometimes.
minutes, like I just
I like-
have this kind of like, just gotta like, take the paper and handle them, get the hand out of them.
Great, good.
Top paragraph on the second page, board members heard.
Yes.
There's a lag. It's not me.
That's fine. This is also the reason that because I'm like, do you want to take a copy?
No, it's up.
Excellent. Second line of the second paragraph, discussion on the visual impact and looked at instead of looked and.
Oh, I think I heard that.
You got that one?
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
okay, cool. Then everything else will come into me on that page. Third page, after item number 2 and after description, first paragraph, after 742, it states that we reopened the public hearing for delay. I don't think we ever had, it was one and done.
So just.
One
open.
public hearing and that was it. Yep, just open.
Right.
Unless I'm
No,
going crazy.
I think you're right.
I am going crazy.
Could I add,
And that was it. That was
could
all.
I
I had.
add an S on all board members?
Yeah, I was in a couple places.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want more context than, because I
Yeah.
started to think of more context down there. Now there should be.
Yeah.
Oh,
This is skin deep.
Yeah, I did a couple days ago. No, I do it myself. No, I like to read over.
I do that first. With that said.
So the attorney is bringing something to my attention, and this is going back to the Ryder Moody determination that we had. I kind of started to write down, kind of brain, and he just basically reiterated what I was thinking in my own head. The parts with our discussion of that specific appeal, which if you remember, the Ryder Moody was the
Yep,
yurt
the
up
yurt.
there, yep. And the visual impact and the distance from the escarpment and so on and so forth. We basically upheld his appeal based on the fact that the planning board did make a determination that there was no visual impact. But then he held him to the visual impact standards. So our appeal was based on the determination of the planning board that there was no visual impact, that he should not have been held to any further
Conditions.
there you go, conditions to minimize visual impact. And I think because, with any appeal, you have to make a kind of thorough documentation, not that that one needed a ton, because it's kind of silly, but I would think that would be good thing to include in the minutes
Yeah.
under our discussion part. So that would be the second paragraph.
No issue.
Any other discussions on that motion to, well, I don't really need to make a motion for that specifically, just an amendment.
To the single determination. And I'm just-
So was there any email about that? Did you catch it? So he's going back to the plan board now
Ryder Moody is,
for a house.
Ah.
And the yurt is not there.
oh, he never built the yurt?
Well, he just went through the appeal with us. Got approval, but apparently now he's going
But you're
back.
building a
before
horse at a different, a house at a different location, correct?
I don't know the details. I haven't seen it. This is just what I heard. And so there's a request that a determination from that decision is made because planning board wants it to be sweet.
Okay.
And I think there was an email sent.
maybe what was mailed out to the property owner. Okay. So generally, it needs to be mailed out within 5 days of the determination and filed with the town clerk. So there should be, even if it's just a single paragraph. So we're basically, this was the determination of the ZBA. Yeah, so that should be, sent out as soon as practical.
So it doesn't always have to be a thoroughly written
It doesn't have to
resolution.
be thoroughly, you
It can just
recall,
be like,
recall the previous.
this was the determination.
Dorsey's and.
Oh, yes, I remember yours. It wasn't until the next secretary that all of a sudden it had to be like. And I digress.
And this, just so it's students and that I should put together.
So Mike, yeah, so are you gonna be the acting?
Yeah.
Okay. Indefinitely or,
I don't know.
What happened to Stephanie?
So that's our next order of business.
yeah, you guys have been through four.
You got a rough on that.
secretaries,
They were so nice,
I don't
too.
even read them by the time they're gone.
Yeah.
Why they're leaving.
In anticipation of meeting me. I like that small purple one. So that's better.
Ryder probably figures to start.
So I
the
guess we
application
can add up to the processes of, anytime a determination is made. If it's like some big ticket item, obviously it's
I'm gonna read it.
long, big, advanced resolution, but otherwise, it can, like he said, just be like, this is what it's, CBA determined that this is granted you, grant you this, deny you this.
Me and my friend Hart.
I might have to start wearing a whole.
There's something new about the CBA.
I didn't get it.
Oh, I'm looking at the damn minutes.
All right, so,
Not a future one.
do we have, I would like to make a motion to approve the minutes with the edit, amendments as discussed.
Second.
So by Kara, any discussion about approving the minutes as amended?
No.
Yeah, our discussion. All in favor of approving the minutes?
Aye.
Or the latter show of hands? All present in favor and none opposed. So, yeah, and then cat's out of the bag, our acting secretary Stephanie from the clerk's office has resigned due to biting off too much and wanted to apply more at the time to the clerk's office, which I understand perfectly. So in the meantime, Samara, who has acquainted herself very thoroughly between every single gap of secretary, is going to be taking care of said items for us until we can secure somebody,
The board says thank you.
Thank you.
as usual.
Yeah.
Yes, Samara has basically been the glue for us for
Yes.
little less than a year now, pretty much. I think it was August that Sam took off, and then yes, we're quite the slew of secretaries since then. And we've overwhelmed over every single one. Training, there is a training course that the town is willing to foot the bill for in October, is it?
Yes.
It's October in Kingston at the Best Western.
October 9th.
Is it the Best
And
Western?
it looks
Yeah.
like it'll be a pretty thorough.
They're gonna feed you food
There's
too.
hot breakfast.
The
Take one.
town will cover the costs. It's 4 hours and you get your 4-hour yearly training credit for it. Did you ever get?
I didn't know.
Okay, pass it down your list, and I believe. Aaron, you
No,
already
but I
set
can't,
set up, right?
I don't remember.
Keep these
What did I
for
do?
the next meeting.
Did you want-
Slacker.
Hold on,
It's only
must be
4
here.
hours.
And I can make some copies for.
What's that?
It's only 4 hours.
No.
It's 4 hours. It's 9 to 12.
Companies of student, their PTO, is like it's 12 hours. So.
Here it
Like,
is.
Make up the hours. So.
I have it.
And you're ready to go, right?
Yeah, I'm going. I'm going next
it's
week.
4 hours. It includes
I thought it was
breakfast.
next week.
I'm gonna go as long as nothing.
And the board already
Crazy.
was 10 and encouraged planning
Yeah.
meeting board to attend, so they will cover it.
Oh, yeah, this is perfect.
So if you can commit sooner rather than later, let me know and I will get you registered. They say 60 limited. I don't know if that's.
So we just fill this out and then give it to you? Okay.
I'm sure it's a chance to rub elbows with the upper echelon of Ulster County Planning Board and Zoning Board.
How exciting.
uh, Figures.
I'll wear my Sunday best.
I'll wear my uniform.
Just don't get eggs on. The thing. Is there any other, topics or information any members of the board have?
If I could interject, the board passed a new social media policy that everyone needs to sign off on, so I have copies of that. I don't need it tonight, if you could read it over, but if you could give it back to me.
What's the, can you explain the gist of it?
It's basically a streamlined version of what we had before, and basically the idea is that you are not sharing information that you glean as part of a board on your work through the town. You're not presenting social media that you know only through your affiliation with the Roman fields. And that if you
We
are
would
on,
have people involved. in
And then if
town
you
that
are
would put
social
those kind of
media-
things on
I
social
can't
media.
even look at that page. Craig does it for me.
and if you are on social media, that you are clearly, you are representing yourself and not speaking as a volunteer.
I've gotten off of all
Never
social
heard of
media.
any of this. Like,
I did. It was, you know what? It was the Turkish mountain sheep herder dog obsession that got me off of social media.
That would do it.
I said, this is
Is your dad
ridiculous.
a member of that?
I'm spending an hour a day looking at Turkish dogs and I don't even.
I can bring a real one over. for you.
Yeah, I was like,
If anybody is not filled out
We're
their
not totally in
ethics, their ethics disclosure form, tonight can be the night.
Yes.
I have 5 copies. I have almost everybody's, but
My
I
attorney's sitting right here, so
I
don't
don't have
think you mind.
anybody's name, but
I don't think I've signed it. I can.
I'll get it off my plate right now.
Alright.
Anyway,
That's it.
before that transpires, there being, is anything else to be brought before the board that anybody has? Board members, secretary, supervisor?
Well, you know, we're thinking about, you guys doing a policy on how you handle a board meeting and so forth. The reason being is we did this with the planning board also. And they came up with policies and procedures when it comes to getting checks coming in, making different accounts there. What we'd like to see also is like the zoning board have policies, procedures on what, how you do certain things there. This way, when another board member comes on, they can just read it more or less and go from there. Because we get a lot of complaints, I shouldn't say complaints, comments about what is the policy of the zoning board? Like, what do they do? How do they do it, and so forth. So we can actually just, if you have something written up, we can just submit to the people who are asking about, the procedures, what goes through.
Do we have
Example, like-
something like that on the website that says like
Shouldn't that be like a
basic?
state law, like a state sort
Well,
of?
it could be on the, yeah, it could be on the website. I'm not sure it's there right now.
The idea is that, so if we had a check, what's the procedure for that? If we refund a check.
Oh, you're
how
talking
would we
about the
do that?
processes that happen of
Yes.
what? Oh, I get where you're going. Yes.
So
Well, I think Deb is we're already kind of working on
I-
that
I
procedure.
think-
Like,
I think we
the
are,
Deb flow chart.
you guys are maybe at some point to discuss. I know. we
Well, you
talked
guys
about
can,
that.
Exactly,
you guys
break
can
it down.
adopt your own internal regulations, and
Right.
most boards should have those. That not only will have, here's what's on the agenda, here's like the criteria for the agendas every month. Here's, how we do,
So you're essentially saying like
applications must be submitted within,
Application
this
gets
many days.
sent
before
with
the
this
next meeting.
check and this
This,
many, well, we already have the days established.
No, like putting that all in one thing and
And
just
then your
voting and
check
saying
is
we
held
adopt
until
these
until the board accepts your application. At the time your application is accepted, your check actually is
and the checks must be
cash, and,
submitted prior to a hearing and a petition.
okay, so processes. Processes of exactly how it's all.
Yeah.
Outlining, But also any kind of other internal,
Initial public comment.
Well, if you want, I can submit.
yeah, but it does, Lynn
Planning
did show
board.
me that apparently there was a resolution by the
Yes.
town board that says to public comment. So unless the town board wants to change it, I recommend you guys follow it.
I'm still there. Still
Yeah.
there.
I mean, I don't think I've had a single person comment at a public hearing for over,
Well, you
well
know,
over a
there is-
year now.
You know, my feeling is that,
Yes.
yeah, when we did this, as public comment and so forth, about 3 years ago, we didn't realize that the zoning board, the only people that come here are the ones who have an applicant petition more or less, as opposed to just hanging out, more or less, in that aspect of it.
Unless it's something big before us,
And
like when it was Twin Lakes or Cedar Street. Obviously, we had stuff in the room, people. But it was usually we had a, public hearing on the matter that night as well.
I think it's good to have it, just to have it, and if there's nobody there, we open it and we close it. You know, but at least we still have it if we need it.
Yeah.
Once you take it away, it's gone. I mean, that's my feeling.
I also want to comment, I can talk freely now.
No, but
Well, the meeting's still open.
but this is public comment, if you want to open public comment.
Yeah, the public comment's been open now for the beginning of the meeting.
Katie Reeves.
Yeah. He's only allowed to talk as supervisor, not as.
Katie Reeves, Article 78. Against the zoning board.
No, it is against the zoning board as well. There's
Both?
both the planning board. I represent the zoning board in that matter.
Okay.
I appeared on the matter on
Okay.
behalf of the zoning board,
But,
but that Jennifer Stewart represents the planning board.
right, so the thing is, what Katie Reeves is objecting to is not the hardship case now.
Well, she's suing on both. So both the underlying decision as well as the hardship. If the board wants to discuss anything pertaining to that, they can, but right now, the attorneys are negotiating a similar type of settlement like with the Hurley Mountain, Road, Article 78, where they can come to some sort of compromise and then avoid any further litigation. That is in the works. The judge is pushing very hard to get that done. And as part of that, I know a modified application is being submitted to the planning board. I think that's gonna be on this month, right?
It's going to be,
So,
So should be interested in this.
now you guys didn't do Cedar at all, right?
They
It
did.
it sat on our plate for like months and months and months, and then Mark Manley or Carl waved the magic wand.
Okay.
Which one? Believe that's how it went.
Just to know that, this sort of information, that the town lost the hearing on Cedar, where they asked for, I don't know if they came here, but they asked for both condos and rentals. And the judge,
the initial application that was approved had to do with condominium units. They sought to change it to apartments. And basically, the planning board wanted to rehear it, and they filed an Article 78 against this. Had nothing to do with you guys because you guys were not involved in it. Against the planning board, again, we had different representation for the planning board, and the judge found in favor of them so that they can do potential apartment units instead of condominium units.
Interesting. You know, that wasn't even on the regular, their initial presentation.
Correct.
So I guess the court's saying they don't see any difference between.
More or less, it is something that, potentially the town can appeal, but the town has had many other very costly appeals regarding this
What's the
particular
legal-
project.
What's the legal difference between a condo and an apartment rental?
One has an ownership interest, the other does not. So with condominium units, each individual condominium has an owner.
Oh, okay, so it's not rental, it's owner, okay.
And there are other certain registrations, certain effects when it comes to property tax and other things that.
Okay.
Anything else anybody would like to? Practically. Well, with that said, I would like to make a motion to adjourn at 7:46. Do we have a second? Second by Kara. Any discussion on adjourn? There being none, all in favor, verbal aye or show of hands, all present in favor, none opposed.
you were all aware that Roy Hotchkiss passed away.
Who?
Roy Hotchkiss.
I did see it.
I don't know who that is.
Roy, he's a town, he was